be back in a few hours.
Hey, mind if I ask you, what's with you and Walden?
Not if you don't mind not getting an answer.
Okay, here's an easy one. Did I see one lead Coulter's motorcycle?
Why are you so curious about me all of a sudden?
I'm starting a fan club.
Nathan tried to get some answers from Lucas, but Lucas is not giving in, and Lucas already knows that Nathan is spying on him since the beginning of this episode. It's really sneaky of how Nathan tried to get something out of Lucas by asking him about stealing the motorcycle. Band club, I thought it was a funny comment from Nathan, but again, Lucas is not telling anyone what is really going on with him and Walden.
So, when do we put on makeup?
Oh, we don't. We want to bring out and maintain a look au naturel.
Au naturel?
Makeup can only imitate what you're born with. I'm sorry, Fiona couldn't join us.
Not even a little bit of rouge? I saw a jar of it over in the pharmacy.
You're wondering how to get Robert to notice you. But Allie, that should never be from the outside.
I still don't understand.
Perfume, rouge, and even something on the lips can be fine.
But beauty isn't something painted on. Real beauty, the kind that gets you noticed for all the best reasons, that comes from within. From your heart.
And by knowing that you're perfect just the way you are.
I wanted to show this because I thought it was a really nice scene between these three ladies. Like I mentioned earlier, we can see the possibility of Allie looking up to Faith and May and Elizabeth as female mentors. If Allie ever needs advice on girl stuff, right now they're just doing their own little spa and having a good moment. Again, I thought it was a very sweet scene between these three ladies, and it's really nice that Allie can have females, women that she can look up to. She doesn't have to always rely on Nathan.
Sounds like you challenged him.
No, Nathan challenged me. What was I supposed to do?
And if it had been dueling pistols at dawn?
Well, okay, actually, there was so much shouting and carrying on, I'm not exactly sure who challenged who.
My first thought of this scene was like how comfortable Lucas and Elizabeth are living at home together. This is like another nice sneak peek of their future together as a married couple, and Lucas cleaning up the dishes off the table after Elizabeth went to the kitchen and helping her and cleaning up the table after dinner. I thought it was just so homey. Like, it's just like them living together, even though it's not official just yet.
So when is this race taking place?
Tomorrow.
You on your new motorcycle and Nathan on my horse since Newton is still recovering?
Mm-hmm.
What is this going to prove?
Can it just be for fun?
Yes, but is it? Or is this meant to demonstrate something to me or to Nathan or to yourself? I don't know.
I think you're making a little bit much of this.
Lucas Bouchard, you have read all about the Lewis and Clark expedition. You are fascinated with the Great Pyramids. Someday you hope to climb Mount Everest. I am not making too much of this. You just bought a motorcycle, for goodness sake. You like a challenge. You're daring. You're adventurous. What is it?
Are you coming to the race?
You can be so frustrating sometimes. You know, you are very...
Elizabeth admitted that she is aware that Lucas is adventurous and he likes to do some crazy and exciting stuff, and she does have like a little worry, like, why are you wasting your time having this race with Nathan? Like, what are you trying to prove to everyone? Like, what's the point of this stupid game? Lucas, he just like to enjoy life, do fun things. Sometimes those fun things that he does are a little bit extreme, out of the range for Elizabeth. It's really funny. Lucas would just like quiet down, and Elizabeth rammed her on, and then at the end, Lucas like, "Oh, like, are you going to be there to support me?" And Elizabeth just like, "Why did I just say all those things and you just like did not say anything? It just let me ramble on." And they had a little playful moment at the end of this scene, and they get cut off.
You said this was between you and Lucas. Word seems to have gone out.
Well, there's a few people around us listening, making wagers.
Word does get around quick here. I've noticed.
I have really nothing to say except for there's another nice scene of Nathan and Allie together with May, and I thought that could be like the potential future family picture just right there, the three of them. It's really nice that they're all getting along with each other. Like, part of me, I'm still like a little bit nervous of finding out what the rest of May's story with her husband, and I just hope it doesn't ruin her relationship with Nathan and Allie.
So how many laps are you racing?
Only 5. Up Hope Street, to the very edge of town, down River Glen Drive, and back down Main Street.
That is a long way. And you know, Sergeant is very fast.
You sure you're going to be rooting for me?
Elizabeth is there to support her boyfriend Lucas, and May is there to support her friend Nathan. Sorry, I keep doing this lately. Yeah, it's really a fun bet. In Hope Valley, making wagers on who's gonna win this race. I was also thinking we never get to see Elizabeth teaching Nathan how to drive. Unless I missed something, and something happened that we didn't see, but they talk about it. But from what I know and remember, we never seen Elizabeth taught Nathan how to drive. So instead we see, Nathan and Lucas racing against each other, a pretty fast horse against an old motorcycle. I mean, it's not really a brand new motorcycle. There is like that little gas leak problem that motorcycle has.
All right, let's get this over with.
Sure. I'm ready if you are.
Gentlemen, I'd like to go over the rules.
That was a spirited start.
I'm gonna go see Angela and Cooper. Ice cream? Yes.
After the guy started the race, I wanted to show that quick moment between Elizabeth and May in getting ice cream together. And I thought that could be like a foreshadow. Like I said in the beginning of the season, Elizabeth can be like a great friend to May and Nathan relationship. Like, if May ever needs advice on Nathan, or like how to be with Nathan, especially when it comes to like the mounting stuff, because Elizabeth went through that with Jack. I thought that would be a whole dynamic, a whole relationship to explore, and Elizabeth and May become close friends because of Nathan.
Maybe it's out of gas.
I just filled the tank this morning.
Only trying to help. You want to ride back to town?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Well, I'll see you back there. Let's go, Sergeant.
Well, Let's go.
Do you guys think that Lucas was trying to prove something? Let me know. I think he just wanted to show off his motorcycle and probably wanted to prove a point that it is faster than a horse. I don't know. But whatever his plan was, if there was any plan in this whole race situation, it failed. And Lucas lost and Nathan won. Elizabeth did mention the horse is pretty fast, so Lucas did get a warning on that before the race, and he even got a warning earlier in this episode when we saw that gas leak. And Lucas like, I filled it up this morning, but we already knew that it leaked quickly to a point where he runs out of oil gasoline for the motorcycle. And you see Nathan, he's just like laughing about the situation that Lucas is in, but trying to be friendly and keep that sportsmanship between them in this phase, and tried to offer to Lucas to get a ride back into town with Sergeant, the horse. But poor Lucas wanted to take pride in a motorcycle and just like suck up with it and walk back into town with the motorcycle, just trying not to look too ashamed of himself. But if I was him, I would definitely take a ride on that horse. Like, yeah.
Never bet against my dad.
I knew Mountie Grant would win.
Congratulations. Is Lucas all right?
I'm sure his pride's a little banged up. But yes, he's fine.
And on his way here?
Eventually, yeah. Hey, who taught Sergeant how to bow like that?
Jack. Isn't that right?
There was a nice moment between Nathan and Elizabeth when Elizabeth shared the memory of Jack teaching Sergeant how to take a bow. And she shared that memory with happiness and comfort. It wasn't like a struggle for her to talk about Jack in his relationship with this horse. There was a nice, sweet moment between them. Of course, Elizabeth is concerned for Lucas and double check with Nathan, like he is coming back, right? Of course, Nathan is very happy that he won the race. But yeah, it was just, I really like that small touch of Jack in this scene. Even though his pride is banged up, according to Nathan, you can see Lucas smiled at Elizabeth, and it's really nice of her to stand there and wait for him, just to make him feel better in some ways.
You must be exhausted.
You must be amused.
No, not at all. You made it back. That's what's most important.
Elizabeth, very supportive. I just want to point out like how he was like out of breath. He just like walked for so long, and dragging that motorcycle is a lot of work. But after he like hatched on his breath, he hisses her, and it was just like his pride, if that makes sense. Like, even though he didn't win the race, like he has a girlfriend waiting for him at home and ready to love on him and support him and give all those kisses and comfort.
I have some water for you.
With lemon? How elegant.
Oui.
Thank you.
Now, I do have to admit, if you hadn't come back in the next few minutes, I would have had to head home. What with being a parent and Jack being home with a sitter.
I understand what you're saying.
When Elizabeth mentioned about if she had to wait for a few more minutes and Lucas still did not come home, she would have gone home because her son would be waiting for her to be home. I thought that it was like a reminder to Lucas, like, even though you are adventurous and you do some crazy things, in my opinion, like, I still have a son to take care of, and it was a reminder to Lucas, like, you know, if we are together, we do have a kid, even though he's not your biological son. We have this responsibility in taking care of this child and any possible future children that we may have together.
I've been thinking, and you're right. I do like adventure. Moving around so much when I was younger, I can't even be restless. When my mother was here, she remarked that I've never stayed in one place for so long a time. But you're the reason I stay. You are my adventure. You are my passion.
Lucas started to talk more about himself and how he liked to go on adventures, and he is aware that Elizabeth's a little bit worried about that. Like, she already knows that Lucas moved around a lot when he was a kid, and he, even as an adult, like, he moved around a lot, and he just doesn't stay in one place for a long time. And he mentioned about his mom when his mom visited Hope Valley. And it's really nice, though. We got to see that when Helen talked to Lucas about Lucas being in Hope Valley, like, longer than usual in other places that he'd been to before Hope Valley. And Elizabeth listened to Lucas, and then he's like, "You're the reason why I stay in Hope Valley." And that's like a really important and big confirmation for Elizabeth, because she is already thinking of her future with Lucas. Like, how it's gonna be like, is it gonna happen? Rosemary already, you know, calling Lucas like a father to little Jack, and talking about walking down the aisle, and Elizabeth like, please, like, keep me from walking down the aisle, like, for a little bit longer. So Elizabeth still have some question about her future with Lucas. And when Lucas said that, like, "You're the reason why I'm in Hope Valley," it's a comfort for her.
And if we should marry, I will hurry home to you every night. And I will have to pull myself from you every morning. That I promise.
It's really interesting, though, that they haven't said "I love you" yet. And I'm just like, when are we going to see that? Probably at their proposal engagement? I don't know, I just like to see it happen, like, now. But this promise that he made to her, I feel like it's like alternative to "I love you," and it's like a pre-marriage vow, if that makes sense. But from what Lucas promised to her, though, it's like, "You are important. You are my number one in my life. Like, I love you. Like, I want to take care of you and little Jack. Like, I'm committed to you, committed to this love that we have one another." And when he said, like, "I promise to hurry home every night," I feel like that's like relate to what Elizabeth said when she's like, "I need to go home to my son. Like, if I had to wait longer and you still didn't come home with your motorcycle, like, I would have like ditched you and go home to little Jack." But his promise to Elizabeth not only like confirmation of how he feels for her, but is also comforting for her, because she now knows that Lucas is really, really committed 100%. to the future that they can have together as a married couple and as a family.
And should we marry, I would hurry home to you every night. And have to pull myself away from you every morning. That I promise.
And Elizabeth promised the same thing back to Lucas, and he was happy to hear that, and I think it really made him really feel good about where they stand in the relationship, and that Elizabeth trusts him, and that they can make it work together, and that even though Lucas is adventurous and that he can be busy with his job, like he's still gonna make the commitment to make sure that Elizabeth and their family is his number one desire, number one passion in his life. One more thing I want to add in, I really like how Lucas like kissed her with his finger on her chin. I thought it was like really romantic. Such a sweet, tender kiss between the two. What a way to end the episode. I hope you enjoyed the review. As usual, comment down below your thoughts about the second half of episode 5 of season 9. I do want to talk about other things, about other shows, and this will transfer into what I actually been thinking about my channel for later this year. Does anyone watch Bridgerton on Netflix? I am addicted to season 2. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you like time period pieces, like there's another great show for a time period piece. I never read the book. I'm really bad at reading books. Like, I'm gonna be honest to you, like I don't make time to read books. I'm like, I should, but I just don't. But this is based on a series of books. In season 1, I don't want to spoil anything for those who never watch it, but I highly recommend give it a chance. Season 1, I really liked the couple, but I just wish like we had more of them in season 2. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but I really enjoyed the couple in season 1. Like, they had a really great storyline. No one died, but if you Google it, you will know why I say, like, I wish we seen them more in season 2. But season 2, the character Anthony, he shocked me in, like, so many ways. I was like, where did you come from? Anthony in season 1, like, he had like his own gig going on throughout season 1, and I really didn't like him. I never found him attractive in season 1. I think just because of what he was going through. And in season 2, like, he found this girl. Like, every season is like a sibling of the Bridgerton family, and each sibling like had their own storyline. So season 2 is Anthony, and he's the oldest brother, the oldest kid in a family of 8 kids. His love story in season 2, I'm just like so with that, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit early. Feel free to tell me what you think I should do. So after season 9 of whencallstheheart, I'm gonna take a summer break, and regardless of there is a season 10 or not, I'm pretty sure there is a season 10. Like, the records on Sunday nights have been really high from what I've seen and heard, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like, season 10 is like a good number, so I'm pretty sure we will get season 10, hopefully. But regardless if we don't get season 10 or not, I'm gonna have a summer break after season 9. And in the fall, like, while whencallstheheart is off air and assuming they're filming season 10, I'm thinking after this summer, I'm gonna do like another Teacup trail of another show. So, I'm thinking if I should do Bridgerton season 1 and 2, which I really want to, and I feel like I have a lot to talk about, but I never read the book. So, I don't know if that's gonna be a bad thing, or should I read the book over the summer? I need to think about that. Sanditon, I was thinking about that too. Or the third option is going back to season 1 to 5 of Whencallstheheart and go back to Elizabeth and Jack love story. That's the third option. So that's my game plan, what I have so far for fall, winter 2022-23, before season 10 next year. If Whencallstheheart have season 10 for next year, which I'm pretty sure they will. That is what been in my mind lately about the future of my channel. Let me know what you think. Hopefully, you know, we get more people on. If we talk about the other show, I think it'll be fun. Yeah, so let me know what you think. You can hash your vote in down below, or tweet me if you don't have a YouTube account but have a Twitter account. You can tweet me or DM me on Twitter. I'm gonna consider your votes, of course, but at the end, I will decide what I want to do. Alrighty, so that's the end for now. Next week we'll be talking about episode 6. Halfway there. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you're having a good day, a good night, wherever you are. Thank you for your support. I will see you very soon. Bye.